Okay, let's unpack this. You know that feeling, right? When something just clicks. It feels right deep down, maybe a purchase or an idea, even if you can't quite pin down the reason why right away.
Absolutely. It's a really common experience.
Well, it turns out there's a really fascinating biological basis for that. And the book we're looking at today digs right into it. It's all about how our brains actually make decisions.
And understanding this, it kind of changes how you see everything, doesn't it? From, picking a new phone to how leaders inspire people.
Exactly. So the book introduces this framework called the Golden Circle. Simple idea, really, 3 parts.
Right. The what, the HOW, and the WHY.
So the what is, well, what you actually do or sell. The product, the service. Pretty straightforward.
And the HOW is the process behind it. How you do what you do, maybe what makes you different, your USP.
And then there's the WHY. That's the core, isn't it? The purpose, the belief, the reason it all matters.
That's the one. And here's where the book makes a brilliant connection, linking this directly to our brain structure.
Okay, I'm listening. How does that work?
Well, it suggests the what and the how W, the specifics, the processes, they correspond mainly to our neocortex.
The newer part of the brain? The thinking rational part?
Exactly. The part that handles language, analysis, facts, and figures, all the logical stuff.
Okay, makes sense. So where does the WHY come in? The purpose, the belief.
The WHY connects deep down. It aligns with the limbic brain. This is a much older part of our brain responsible for feelings, things like trust, loyalty.
And decision-making. Right, I remember reading that.
Critically, yes, decision-making originates there. But here's the kicker, the really interesting part. The limbic brain has no capacity for language.
Wait, really? No language? So you feel the decision there, but that part of your brain literally can't put words to why.
Precisely. That's where gut decisions come from. That feeling, that intuition that something is right or wrong, that's your limbic brain, having already made a call based on feeling, on alignment with your underlying values or needs.
But it can't articulate the reasoning.
It can't articulate it in words. So the decision happens based on that feeling, that WHY.
Okay, that flips the script on how I thought decisions work. So if the limbic brain decides based on emotion and belief, what's the neocortex doing then? Just sitting back?
Not quite. Its job becomes justification. See, people often connect first on that emotional limbic level with a WHY. Maybe it's a brand's mission, a leader's passion. Something resonates.
This feels right.
Yes. And then, because that feeling part can't write a report explaining itself, the neocortex, our rational brain, jumps in. It uses language, logic, facts, the whats and HOWs.
To build the case after the decision's basically been made emotionally.
You got it. It constructs the rational argument to explain and justify the choice that originated from a nonverbal feeling.
That really resonates. Think about comparing products with similar specs, like 2 TVs or maybe even cars. You look at the features, the data.
Well,
the neocortex is working hard.
Overdrive, probably.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming. But often what tips the scale? Maybe a recommendation from someone you trust, or just one brand feels better. That's the limbic brain saying yes.
And then you find all the data points to back up why that was the smart choice.
Right.
Yeah.
You rationalize it later. The book had some great examples, like Apple.
Oh, classic example. Apple leads with their WHY, right? Think different. Challenge the status quo. Empower the individual. That's the feeling, the belief.
And their computers and phones, the whats, are just the proof. You buy into the idea first.
Exactly. Contrast that with, say, Dell back in the day. They were defined by what they made. Computers. Solid, reliable computers.
Yeah, very functional.
But when they tried making, what was it, MP3 players, PDAs, even if the products themselves were okay,
it just felt off. Didn't quite fit.
People struggled. It didn't align with Dell's perceived WHY, their identity. The limbic brain wasn't buying it. Even if the neocortex saw a decent product, it didn't feel like Dell.
So this isn't just about buying stuff. It explains leadership too, doesn't it? Inspiring action.
Absolutely. Leaders who clearly articulate a WHY tap into that limbic brain, creating loyalty and trust that goes way beyond just following instructions or features. People connect with the belief.
It really seems our big decisions, the ones that stick, are driven more by these deeper feelings and beliefs than we might think.
The spreadsheets and spec sheets often come later to support the feeling that's already there.
Definitely something to think about. The next time you make a choice or, try to persuade someone, which part of the brain are you really talking to?
Are you just listing features for the neocortex? Or are you connecting with the WHY, aiming for that decision-making limbic system first?
And it leaves you with a pretty profound question the book raises. If people truly don't buy what you do, but why you do it.
Then what is your why? That's definitely something worth mulling over.
Indeed it is. And that seems like a good place to wrap up our look at this connection between our biology and how we choose.